Well, this is cozy.
I know. Welcome to another episode of My Skeptical Sister.
And this is Megan and Aaron.
I'm Aaron, the believer.
Yeah, that was weird. I introduced you.
Yeah, I don't know.
That felt strange.
I know. I didn't know how to react there.
Okay, sorry. You want to start over?
No, it's fine.
Okay. Well, I say this is cozy because I walked into your house and you're like, welcome, come. We did change locations. This is probably now our permanent podcasting room.
It's like our podcasting studio.
Yes, it's our studio. Well, I mean, when you make it this inviting, she had a fire going and wine poured, and I was like, "Are we on a date?" Or
I know. I didn't mean for it to be so romantic. I didn't mean to make it awkward, but here we are.
But it's very enjoyable. And my husband switched from second shift to first shift. Thank the Lord.
And mine never will. So here we are.
But now your children are safely tucked in bed and fully supervised.
If anybody sneaks in, I'll know.
Yeah, we'll know. Oh, maybe we should rethought this. We'll be here.
Oh
yeah.
No,
no. The kids to the wolves, I guess. But I'm just saying, that'll be really scary. Just kidding. So it's nice to be in this cozy little room with the fire going.
Yeah, we're in the back, and it's like an addition from the previous owners, and it is freezing cold in the winter. So I thought, well, we could turn on the heater, but that'd be really loud. Just set a little gas fire. Maybe we'll take a picture of that. It's so lovely.
It is so lovely. And maybe we'll find an orb or something from.
Oh, look at you, believer.
I'm getting into it. Listen, I joined. I'm kind of excited, but I figure I should talk about it now before all of these people start joining because they seem legit.
Awesome.
So to help us bring in some more stories, because we're still lacking a little bit. We have a couple but left to go, but we need more. So I thought, well, what could we do? So I joined these two paranormal Facebook groups, and they have like 250,000 people in these groups, and they are serious about some paranormal stuff. Like almost, I was like, I wonder if they'll even accept me. I like that post.
You're the one who joined.
I know. And I said, and full disclosure, I am the skeptic, but my sister is the believer. So I did kind of give that out to them. But one of them approved it. The other one's still pending. But I figured, what a better place to go to look for paranormal stories than the source.
That's right.
Paranormal Facebook groups. Apparently they're the source, according to me. But anyway, they had to, like, I started, trolling through and looking at some stuff. And I'm telling you, they got some spooky stuff going on, and they are full on believers. Like they dissect everything, like a picture of but I did see one picture of an orb, and I was like, now that's an orb.
Oh, I want to see that picture.
I'll show it to you. Yeah. I mean,
show it to me and then send a message to that person and be like, can we?
Yeah. Can we use this on our Facebook? It was really, really bright light. Like it looked at first like, like the sun beaming in, but then there was no sun source. And then it was, she was like, and then I zoomed in on it and I totally can see a face. What do you all think? And I was like, oh yeah, girl, that is a face of some sort.
Oh my gosh.
So, of course my mind goes to, you totally Photoshop this because that's fun to do, but, and get attention for, but,
now she won't post.
I know now she won't. Now we've lost her. We already lost the whole group. I hope they don't listen to this yet. But,
I believe you.
Yes, Aaron will believe, and that's what I said. My sister will totally believe everything. I'm the skeptic, but I'm sure in that group there are probably skeptics within that group. You have to. I mean, you have to.
I'm even skeptical sometimes.
Sure, you have to weed out the, even if it's somebody legitimately thinking they see something. Yeah, there's still reasons why.
Yes,
things happen. So anyway, I'm excited about that though. But they have kind of set the mood. I was telling Aaron that earlier my son is I was like, I feel like he might be a little possessed here lately, but I know it's just because my brain has been looking at all of this stuff. But at bedtime, I guess in his attempt to stall bedtime, he's like trying to intimidate or scare me out of bedtime. So
he's 4, by the way.
He is 4, but he'll like all of a sudden start kicking his feet, and then he'll get real close, nose to nose with me, and make this like really scary looking face. I know. creepy. And I'm like, the mom in me wants to be patient and work it out, but the human inside of me says, get to bed. I'm not playing this game. And I walk out, which really is just my code for like, you're scaring the crap out of me, kid. And I'm not here for it. I'm gone. So anyway, bye. But so that's where my mind has been, in the paranormal realm here lately.
Yeah. Well, you were talking about Facebook, and we should mention that we are officially up and running and doing pretty cool. I mean, big things are happening.
Yeah, we have our group of our own now. It's called My Skeptic Sister. Imagine
it's called Fans of My Skeptical Sister.
Of My Skeptical Sister.
But I'm sure if you search My Skeptical Sister, it would pop up.
It would probably pop up. Yeah. But yes, again, another shout out to Jody. She's doing an awesome job managing all that. And
yes. And this isn't one of those Facebook groups where you never talk to the host. No. We're on it all the time.
All the time. And I was like, is this kind of dorky? Yeah. Like, shouldn't we be like too cool and not be on it? Oh no. I'm like,
it's like when you are in a band and you wear your own band t-shirt.
You're totally the band members that wear their own t-shirts for sure. I'm like already posting pictures and making comments, and I just can't help it. I'm like, well, a lot of the fans are our friends too. Right. So I'm like, oh, that's cute. They put that in. So I can't just not respond to something a friend puts in there. But
our heads aren't that big yet.
Not yet. Eventually we'll get there, and we won't talk to any of our friends anymore. But for right now, we're still pretty grounded, I feel like.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. No, it's been a lot of fun. I love getting on there and checking constantly, and it's taken over my Facebook.
Yes, and my friend Kelly Osborne. Oh, I threw out a name. We're going to have to bleep it out.
Oh, sorry.
I don't feel like she would care, but maybe you think she would.
Just send her a message and say, can we say your name? Do you mind if I say
last name? But I wanted to say, because she just sent me the loveliest little message that was just like, girl, I'm in this pandemic with you. So all of the kid talk, she's okay with. She's like, I can relate. So I'm like, oh, that's good. Because, sometimes you think, oh, we maybe talk too much about our kids, but she can totally relate. And she just and a high school friend. I haven't seen her since high school, but always one of my closest friends in high school. And so it was really great to hear from her, and just to know that like she's enjoying it. So I love that, just getting to hear from a friend that I haven't heard from in many years. So, and glad to hear that she's doing well and wishes us well. So that was fun.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We even got a compliment. Now it was from Megan's friend. So I don't know how much I don't know how much we can believe it, because all of our friends are very nice, but they complimented the music.
Oh, they did. Yes.
Dana was like, the music sounds professional.
She did. No, listen, here's the thing about Dana. It doesn't matter how good of friends you are, Dana. She'll tell you the flat truth. She'll tell you whether she hates it or she loves it. That's one of the things I love about Dana. So the fact that she put that in there, that's a lot.
Oh, well, I was very flattered, because
I think we should keep it. I mean, let's go with it.
All right.
I mean, Coldplay hasn't reached out yet.
I guess I'll turn down all those submissions that keep piling in.
Exactly. So, no, I think it's we're rocking and rolling, and it's fun.
Yes, I know. It's been a lot of fun.
I'm 80. We're rocking and rolling.
And you also said loveliest a minute ago. I've never heard you say lovely.
Lovely? What did I say? What did I say?
You said she sent me the loveliest message or something. Like, okay, we got fancy real quick.
Oh, well, we're by a fire with wine. How can you not be lovely?
It's like that SNL with Will Ferrell in the hot tub.
Lovers. No, we're not in a hot tub. That we will draw the line at hot tubs.
Also, you guys might hear a low grumble throughout this whole.
And it is a ghost.
It's a ghost. It's a ghost who's canine named Ellie, and who just hasn't died yet. She's very loud, but she's snoring quietly right now. Hopefully it doesn't pick up. But
we're on our new mics.
Because we have new microphones.
Yeah, and we're real excited to see how we hear. What is wrong? I've only had like 4 sips of this wine. This is some strong stuff. See how we sound.
Or hear how we sound, even better.
Yeah, we don't see how we sound.
Yeah, you don't.
Golly. We'll hear how we sound with our new mics. And we had to move it because it was like right in the line of Ellie snoring. So it was like, we better move it behind her at least. So you'll probably still hear her though. She gets real loud.
She got loud right when you
she's like,
thank you, Ellie. Good job. On cue. All right. Well, I think we should just get into it. You ready?
Yeah, let's hear what you got.
Okay, so full confession. This is why we have the email address and not just saying direct message us, because I did tell this person, it's my fault. She said, do you want me to email you or direct message? And I was like, whatever's easier. So she direct messaged, and I I have no
Forgot.
self-control. No.
Oh.
I just read it.
Oh.
But I had already
It's right there on your phone.
Yeah, I was
so,
like, "Ooh, I know, want to read it."
Yeah.
So when it's on email, I can just put it away and not read it and not be tempted by it. But
Right.
so basically, what I'm saying is, I'm going to read you 2 different stories tonight.
Oh, I'm down. Hey, I love stories. So let's do it.
It works out because one is a little bit shorter. The first one I'm going to read, I think let's just go every other. So I'll read one and you'll read one, and then I'll read the next one.
And then I'll read one. We'll just keep going and going.
You'll be like, turn the
24 hours of my skeptical sister.
But the first one that I'm going to read is from what I feel like is our new friend, Paula.
Oh, yeah, Paula. I keep seeing her name pop up.
I know. She was the first person to follow us on Instagram that I didn't know.
Paula, girl,
get
in here.
I sent Megan a message. Was like, okay, we got a stranger who likes us on Instagram.
We love that.
Yeah, that's what really boosts us.
Not
up.
that we don't love you, friends. We do love you guys, but you all kind of have to love us.
Yeah, you have to
keep us around.
You will see us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is from Paula. The first story we're going to read. She's on our Facebook page and she's very active on there. She's even said when we go to Colorado, we're going to see her because she lives in Colorado.
We have a place to stay. Oh no, we're staying at the
Stanley. We're staying
Hotel.
at the Stanley. But maybe it's
the whole purpose of going to Colorado was to stay.
If it's too expensive, we'll stay one night.
Yes, or we'll just take a day tour of the hotel and stay with Paula.
Oh, that sounds great.
Paula's going to totally delete us after.
Yeah,
tonight.
She's like, oh god,
that got too far, too fast.
Seems to be our theme.
It does. Boundaries.
Real
might
obsessed.
Be something we need to work on.
Yeah, sorry. We do want your stories. We can't promise we won't stalk you afterwards.
That is true.
Okay, so the subject line of this is she had red eyes.
Ooh.
I know.
Is this a black pig with red eyes? That's what that
No.
Is? Oh, okay. Remember from another story?
Yeah, no, I do. I was just trying to remember in this story, I was like, she wasn't a pig, was she? But no.
It would be so weird. We would have it would become a black-eyed children thing, like this new thing.
A red-eyed pig. They call the black-eyed kids BEKs. This would be REPs.
That's a lot of English to sit there and do spelling.
I feel like I did it pretty well.
You did. Good job.
Okay, here we go. From Paula. Hi, you two. I like how casual.
Yeah, because she's
our buddy
friend. Yeah.
Here's the first experience I ever had with anything paranormal. I was 6 and our family had moved into a small 2-bedroom house. My brother, 8, and I, 5. Thank you for including your age.
Yes, those are specifics.
Yeah, we're sharing a bedroom. My parents' room was through a walk-through closet. It was probably a dining room at one time, but it had been closed off with one of those big vinyl curtains. The curtains you might see in a church or school to separate off the area.
I can picture it.
I can hear it.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so while we lived in this house, my brother and I were both affected by something. I had horrible night terrors. I wouldn't ever go to bed by myself, and my mom had to come get me and walk me the 10 feet to the bathroom with me in the middle of the night, which sucks for that poor mom.
Poor mom again. I mean, bless the kid's heart, but mom, God, she had to have been like, oh my gosh, when is this phase going to be over?
No water after 4 p.m.
Yeah, Benadryl only.
I can totally see my middle one being like, Mom, take me to the bathroom.
Yes.
And she's 8. Sure. I could still see it.
Totally could happen.
Okay. I would line the bed with all my stuffies, and if one fell off.
Stuffies.
I know. If one fell off and I saw it, I would scream until someone came in and picked it back up. My brother would sleepwalk.
Sleepwalking kids.
Yeah, it's not
I think
good.
we've said it before. Creepy. Don't like it.
My oldest has done it a few times, and it's not fun. Only in the house. Oh, sorry. Only in this house, and never before or after.
Okay.
Right? That's a little spooky. Okay, let's see. One night I woke up and he was standing over me with one hand on either side of my head.
I know. I take it back. My 4-year-old is not that scary. This kid is scary. My 4-year-old's got.
I would drop kick your child if you did that to me, and I love him.
I would drop kick any child, my own or anybody else's.
Yes,
I'm like the cat. I take the cat. I throw it. I would drop kick a kid. Who's gonna do that? Sorry, don't be creepy.
My favorite. Now we're off subject again, but my favorite meme that I've ever seen in my whole life is of Snape from Harry Potter.
Oh, I have no idea who Snape is.
He's from Harry Potter. There's a part, oh gosh, spoiler. It's been out for 30 years.
Right. Spoiler to who? Me, and I'm not going to read it.
Let's just say when Snape is in peril at some point in the book, he like is leaning back like, oh, but there's a part where it's like when your kids come in the middle of the night, and it's so accurate.
Yeah, because it's scary. It scares you to death.
Yeah, it's
especially
awful.
this kid. Two hands
on either side of his little 5-year-old sister's face.
Yeah, no.
If I was his parents, I would put him outside for the night.
Yeah, he sleeps outside from now on. Really.
Sorry, it's cold. Here's an extra blanket. We love your sister too.
It's your own fault. Stop being so creepy, kid.
Okay. So I'm going to read that again. One night I woke up and he was standing over me with one hand on either side of my head. I swear it wasn't him looking out through his eyes. I know. The craziest thing that happened was with my dad. He would always stay up later than everyone else watching TV. He swore he was still awake one night around midnight when he heard the big curtain move that enclosed their bedroom. He thought my mom was getting up to get something, but instead it was an older lady with gray hair. He walked across the living room to the kitchen doorway. As she turned the corner to walk down the hallway, she looked at my dad with glowing red eyes.
Oh my goodness. How old is Dad? Was he like 5? I'm just kidding.
Well,
okay. I'm kidding. You know, we're always like, how old were they? Oh gosh. So the father is telling her this happened?
Yeah. Probably not at the time.
Well, I hope not. And then he's just trying to scare the shit out of his kids. But yeah, so a grown adult sees this gray-haired woman. She turns around with red eyes.
Yeah, glowing red eyes.
Okay.
Of course, he freaked out and came running. His first thought was she was going to hurt my brother or myself.
Oh, what a good dad.
I know.
He's so much better than us. We were like, go, take the children. Yes, they're upstairs.
No, we wouldn't.
We would not. We wouldn't.
We only lived in this house for a year until my parents bought another home.
Wow.
I have several other stories, but this is a good start. Cheers.
Oh, cheers is right. That was a good, short but good.
I know. It was petite. It was a little story, but I loved it.
Yeah, I did too.
And I think the most like solidifying fact is the fact that they stayed for 1 year and then bought a new house.
Well, maybe, but also we'd have to talk to Mom and Dad about that, because what if they already had something in the wings that they were waiting? You know, like we lived on Smith Lane. Remember, we lived in that house.
Yeah, but we rented that house when we were kids.
Exactly.
Didn't you say they bought this house?
Well, in her little 5-year-old mind, they might have, but you know, I mean, that I don't know that solidifies it for me. I think, you know, if I were to cross over to the believer side, it would be more that the father had this, you know, this vision of something happening rather than the children, because children, you know, again, imaginations run wild, or some might even argue that they're more susceptible to people in the afterlife or things like that. Yeah. In my mind, it's more of an imagination thing, but the fact that the father, yeah, I mean, we also don't know, was he a drinker? I don't know all the things about Dad, but yeah, that is creepy.
I really thought it was going to take like a dark, like Amityville horror turn when she was like, my dad stayed up late.
Yeah, it's like, what was Dad doing?
But then it made it sound like he just always like that, which is totally me. I stay up all night watching shows that my kids aren't allowed to watch.
But again, maybe he stayed up late in the recliner and dozed off and had a dream, and that's what his dream was.
She specified he swears he was awake.
I mean, you have some dreams that are that vivid, but I mean, okay.
Yeah.
So that is still creepy. And I mean, that it seems like everybody in the house was kind of affected. Like everybody had a creepy vibe, get out of there. So yeah, that's interesting.
It was a good story.
It was. And again, your brother, like, does he remember any of that?
Yeah. What are you all like now?
Yeah. Are you all close now? Or are you like, I bet you don't spend the night at his house. Get a hotel room when you go visit brother. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, that is creepy. Well, okay. So we're going to get, is that it?
That's it from Paula. Yeah,
Paula, welcome into our little group. Come have a drink with us when this whole pandemic is over. Or coffee. I don't know. You might not be a drinker. Coffee's fine.
Yeah, we don't judge.
Yeah, we don't care.
Drinking.
We love to drink coffee just as much as we do drinks.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's Bailey's in it, but we do love to drink coffee. Okay, so this is a story that I got a while ago. And I've kind of been holding on to it a little bit because it's kind of sentimental and I didn't really know how to to do it without being a skeptic, but really it's a beautiful story. It's a sweet story. And she's funny throughout too, but her name is Stephanie. And here we go. I'll just read it. Okay. Hi there. We briefly interacted in the Kentucky Murderinos group, which I believe that was with you. Yep. Okay. So that was with Erin, Stephanie, but she probably knows that she interacted with you. Oh, Stephanie. Sorry. Okay. And I have, I need to get myself back together for this sentimental story. And I have a creepy story for you. So she thinks it's creepy. I got a little sentimental with it, but full disclosure, I am a skeptic. Of course, I love that. Mm-hmm. I don't believe in anything paranormal, religious, supernatural, etc. That said, I do believe people have experiences they can't explain, either because they don't have an understanding of the situation, their brains are filling in information in a way that seems ghosty, or because we are a species just don't have the ability to explain whatever it is that they're seeing.
Wow, you could have written this.
I think, did I say we are a species? We as a species.
Yeah, you read it funny, but that's okay.
Okay, let me read that line again. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was like, oh, that was weird. We are a species. We definitely are a species, says Stephanie. You got that right, but that was my own fault. Okay. That said, I do believe people have experiences they can't explain, either because they don't have an understanding of the situation, their brains are filling in information in a way that seems ghosty, or because we as a species just don't have the ability to explain whatever it is they're seeing. Yeah, I definitely could have written that myself, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's exactly how I feel. Stephanie and I are eye to eye on this. So now to the story. My dad passed away almost 12 years ago. He'd been sick for a while with leukemia and Alzheimer's disease.
That's so sad.
I know. And Alzheimer's is I've always said that has got to be the hardest.
Yeah.
To lose somebody to. It's just sad.
Yeah.
And that meant a lot of time spent in the hospital during his final years. In the last year he was alive, he started experiencing something called Sundowner's syndrome, which I have heard of this. In case you've never heard of it, Sundowner's syndrome is a phenomena that most frequently affects patients who suffer from Alzheimer's or dementia.
I've never heard of it.
You haven't? It's so, well,
She's
going to explain it. Yeah. Okay. It causes hallucinations, memory loss, fear, and often erratic behavior. Sometimes these moments would result in him believing he was in the military, preparing to jump out of a plane with the rest of his unit. I don't think she really explains why it's called Sundowners. And Stephanie, you clearly are more of an expert on this than I am. But what I understood it to be is the reason it's called that is because during the day, they typically seem okay.
Huh.
It happens when the sun goes down is when this starts to happen. These hallucinations, and that's why often elderly will go missing in the middle of the night and things like that. So because they're having all of these, just erratic behaviors. Sometimes these moments would result in him believing he was in the military preparing to jump out of a plane with the rest of his unit. Other times, he might suddenly believe he was being experimented on in some government facility.
Ooh, that's creepy.
Right. But the brain is so fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Because, he's
not pulling that from a memory.
Right.
Or is he?
I don't know. That's why I'm saying the brain is so fascinating to me because, could you just watch a movie or maybe he had a favorite, that has to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
Right. But whether it's a memory or, I don't know, just the brain is so interesting that, and he really felt like it was happening to him.
Oh, that's so creepy.
Yeah. Just the torment that somebody has to go through that is extreme. So for weeks though, he had talked about having visitors after dark. This is when it starts to get pretty creepy.
Okay.
He gave these visitors the totally not creepy name, the Gray Girls.
Oh,
yeah. The only thing she's sarcastic there, right? Said they were mostly quiet, just coming to stand in his room and watch as he slept, watch TV, dealt with nurses bustling in and out to check his vitals, administer medicine, etc. So they just stood there. They didn't say anything.
I hate that. I hate
Gray Girls, not the Golden Girls. I would love for them to come visit me. Like, Sophia, what's up? But no, these
Picture
were
it.
Picture it. It was Sicily, 1942. Okay, so they were always gone by morning. In this same time period, he also spoke fondly of a little boy who would come sit by his side and chat with him long into the night, just keeping him company. Once, when I came to visit in the morning, my dad told me the little boy had been there the night before, just talking to him, asking him how he felt, etc. He said he told the boy, "I appreciate you coming to talk to me, but it's so late."
Oh,
Right?
it's like, I'm so
I
tired.
know. He's like, "Please leave me alone, kid. I've already raised my kids.
I've lived my
I've
life.
lived my life. I'm
With children.
This is an old folks home. Why are there kids in an old? I would be pissed. No, you don't have to come stay with me so late. You should be in bed."
Oh, he didn't even care about him.
I know. He's just like, "Little boy, you need to get some rest." The boy smiled at him and said, "Well, night is the only time I can come to see you. Just at night."
Oh,
I know. My dad never seemed bothered by the gray girls, which, okay, Dad, but maybe a little. Maybe they were hot, though. Maybe they're like hot gray girls.
Hey,
And he's
gray
like,
girls.
"You all can stand there. You're fine." Or the little boy who could only come out at night. But, and then in all capitals, she said, "But oh my God, what?" Like, clearly she was bothered by both of these stories. Do I believe these were ghosts? I want to say no. There is so much evidence that my dad was just hallucinating, and these were products of a mind that was sadly in decline. However, it had just enough creep factor for me to still, 12 years after his passing, to leave an extra light on if I accidentally think about it before bed. Right? I'm skeptical and analytical, but perhaps slightly less so at night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, me too.
Yeah.
Me too, girl. And when my own kids get in my face looking creepy and scary, the skepticism jumps out the window, and I'm like, "Oh, he is possessed. I'm out of here."
What prompted me asking Megan about that earlier was that she was in my pantry and I flipped on the light and she jumped like a foot. I'm like, "Whoa, Jumpy."
I was like, "Well, I think my kid's possessed and it's scaring the crap
I'm on edge."
And he's not. He's a totally normal 4-year-old kid, I think. But okay, so back to Stephanie's story. She just, golly, I was like, I just struggled doing this one because, first of all, I just want to say, like, I'm so sorry for your loss. And, her writing was beautiful, but, the sadly in decline, his mind was, when you think of somebody going through that stage of life, and like I said, the brain is so fascinating, that hallucinations, like, where do they come from? Your brain just like creates them. It's so interesting.
Yeah. Here's my question. So sundowners.
Uh-huh.
So in the daytime when they're more lucid, can they comprehend that it was a hallucination?
Yeah. Good question. I don't know. If somebody, Stephanie, if you do know, let us know that we can also ask Chad, he works in a nursing home, which is, I think he was probably the one that told me about it. But yeah, it's, I don't know. Yeah. Like, can he go back and think about it? Or is it like once you snap out of it, it's just, and then how restless of a night, like when do you sleep? Maybe they sleep a lot during the day. I don't know. But either way, I'm with you, Stephanie. Like,
that would creep me out.
Well, especially if they're like reoccurring. And that's what I think that's probably, if I'm reading this right, what really creeped her out. Of course he's having like these weird hallucinations about the military. That's kind of creepy. Weird
government experience. Real creepy.
Yeah. I'd be like, "Tell me more about that, Dad." But then to have gray women, the gray girls show up and the same little boy, over and over again, that would be like I could see how those two things would stand out amongst all of the other things. So, and then she ends her little writing with, "Even if the story doesn't make it to the podcast, it did, girl. It did.
You made it.
You made it. I hope you enjoy reading it," which I did. "Thanks for the link. I'm looking forward to hearing more stories in the future, and I'll..." Harangue. Here's a word.
Oh no!
Is this a typo?
We can
Is this a word I've never heard of?
Get away with it.
Never. I know. I really thought I hadn't read this in a while. Harangue. Harangue.
I'm gonna need to see it.
Okay.
You can't read letters at me fast.
Harangue.
Harangue, my friends. And
would you pronounce that bipedal or bipedal? Harangue. Harangue.
Okay.
"And I'll harangue my friends and family for some good, scary stories from the mountains."
If that means I will make them tell me, then I harangue. I'm
harangue with you
too.
sounds like
that's our
Harangue.
title again. How come it's always I harangue you too?
I harangue you too. It's always words that we mess
Always
up.
me.
I mean,
not
but the really part is if we just sat here and tried to dissect this for so long and it's just a typo. It's not even a word.
We're just so paranoid now.
But I bet it is, and we just don't know it. Hey, that's okay. I'm all about learning new words. I now know bipedal. It is in my repertoire of words.
Also bipedal. Bipedal.
Is it bipedal or bipedal?
Bipedal.
I think Dana, she dissected for me. I thought it was bipedal.
Yeah, when I read that, I thought, I don't think that's how you say it,
Oh,
Dana.
golly, we're gonna have to have that little thing tell it to us.
I think we're gonna ask Google
we're stuck
about these two words.
Harangue. I love it though. I love that word. If that's a word,
yeah,
I'll harangue my friends. It sounds so British. I have
that didn't.
No. Whatever. And I'll harangue my friends and family for some good scary stories from the mountains.
Ooh,
There's got to be some good stuff up in those mountains. I don't know what mountains she's talking about, but the ones here in Kentucky. Woof. I know blue people.
Yeah, literally blue people.
Literally, we got blue people here in Kentucky. Y'all don't believe us? Look it up.
Yeah, they're
Corydon, I believe.
Blue.
Corydon, Kentucky. Blue people. They have a tint of blue to them.
I'm sure not everybody in Corydon. Don't stop listening.
Sure. If you're in Corydon and you're not blue.
I love that now that we have a microphone, we are talking to it like it's a third person. We keep looking at it like, I'm so sorry, microphone.
We really do. And it's got like a little fuzzy, like it looks like a mustache kind of. Oh, we'll have to take a picture of that. That's hilarious. Okay. Oh, she said, I know they've got them.
Oh man.
Okay. So Stephanie, thank you so much for writing in, and what a great story. And yes, girl, find us on the Facebook fan club, because we'd like to be friends with you for sure.
Absolutely. You sound like you're great.
Lovely.
You sound lovely.
Some people say,
you sound
like
so
a
lovely
person, Stephanie. I'd like to harangue you on in.
We don't know.
No idea what that word means.
Oh, I can't wait to find out.
Yeah. Gosh. Okay, it is a word. It is a word, and here's how you say it. Oh. It says it that many times, and then when I push play, it says
bourgeois.
What is that? We're learning so many words. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Here it is.
Harangue.
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 Harangue. What is wrong with our language?
Harangue.
Yeah, I don't know.
Harangue.
Harangue. Sounds like orangutan.
Harangue.
Harangue. Oh my gosh. It totally is a word.
Harangue.
We totally slaughtered it again.
And we have the definition. Read
Oh
the
my
definition.
gosh. Okay, hold on. But I would like to say, for those of you who have never heard of this word, it is spelled Harangue. So it looks like harangue. I'm dying. Okay. Gosh.
I'm afraid I'm gonna pee my pants.
I know. We should pause it, maybe. Okay, hold on. Okay. Oh my gosh. This is cracking me up. There's so many words we do not know. I really thought that I was pretty good at words.
Nope.
Turns out I'm not.
Get a podcast.
Harangue. I would have never thought to say that word, harangue. Okay. So basically, I think it means like harass, because it says a lengthy and aggressive lecture. So you like aggressively lecture somebody in a critical manner.
Yes. So you all must harangue your friends.
Harangue your friends
and family.
Don't harangue them. I don't know.
You could get sued for that.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds pretty. I don't know what you do.
Oh my gosh.
That is so funny. So that, well, there's the answer to that. That is definitely a word. And I feel like, if anything, this podcast is going to strengthen our vocabulary. Oh my gosh, my side hurts. Harangue. I can't stop looking at it. That looks like harangue.
It does.
Okay. Whatever. It is not our fault. It is the English language is just messed up. Harangue. It did say it's from British. It is like a British background. But whatever. Harangue. Okay. Yeah, harangue your friends, people. Harangue them. Ring them up. Harangue them in.
Such a loser. Harangue.
Okay, boy. I think I just snorted in this podcast, but that's okay.
That's okay. All right. Okay. Oh man.
So yeah, we got to get into like a different, because I was literally crying during that. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to read the last story for tonight.
Mhm.
And it is long. I just like got back to it. I was like, oh boy, this is
Good.
this is a story. Okay, so this is from Candace. She was another one of my hustles on Facebook when I was really, I got out this time to just say, hey, we have a Facebook page for those of you, because a lot of people were like, you should have a Facebook page.
Oh, very cool.
So I got out there to say, we do now. Come on.
Yeah.
And that's how I got the story from Candace.
Welcome, Candace.
That's right. Okay, so it says, so I am horrible at writing. So here's a couple of experiences.
Don't worry, we're horrible at reading, so you'll fit right in here, Candace. No problem. Let's harangue it all in. Oh my gosh.
Bring it all in. I love it. Okay, so she's giving us a couple experiences. Grandma ghost.
Okay.
My grandmother passed away when my mom was 17. She had been sick for about 7 years. Oh, this is another sad one. Sorry.
But that's another one, how they're like parallel.
That's right. She had been sick for about 7 years and had depended on my mom as the oldest to do everything a mom in the 60s and 70s would do.
Mm.
I personally think she felt guilty for leaving all her kids and the burden she placed on my mother. So she just kept a closer eye on us after the fact. My mom married my dad in August of 1977. The night before he married my mom, he saw a woman in a white dress with a green apron. This description is very telling. My grandmother was a convert to the Mormon church, and that was exactly what she appeared to my dad in. So I guess I don't know much about the Mormon church, but apparently that must be one of their things that they wear, like maybe in ceremonies. I don't know. My dad, not being Mormon or LDS, had no idea. He told my mom this, and my mom proceeded to tell my dad he saw my grandma.
Wow.
Later on, when I was about 7, my aunt lived in the family home still, and I was sleeping over at my mom's old home. I kept seeing a lady pace back and forth in a white dress and a green apron. I told this to my parents because I was so tired from being scared all night. Sucks.
Yeah.
My mom told me I didn't have to be scared. It was just my grandma. My dad, however, was freaked out because I described her in detail as well.
Wow.
She would consistently appear to me when I was over at my aunt's house. Sometimes I would just throw the blanket over my head and try to ignore her or ask her to leave because she was scaring me. Yeah. No one in the family believed me other than my parents until my cousin was in the middle room of the house. She appeared in the mirror of his mom's vanity. I have honestly not seen him that scared ever. He is seriously now a detective.
Oh, wow.
He's like tough.
Yeah. I mean, anything in a mirror.
Yeah, mirrors are so creepy.
Did you ever play like Bloody Mary?
No.
I know your middle daughter keeps asking me. I know.
Don't you let her. She will never sleep. She already never sleeps.
She's like, she asked me if I ever played it, and I kind of fibbed to her and said that I did, and nothing happened because I wanted to like. She is very much like me, and the mystery would get her. So I was like, yes, girl, nothing happened. But by that, I meant, yes, girl, I got up bloody and then took out running and did not finish it when I was about her age. But yeah, that was a whole thing. But anything that popped, like mirror and scary movies.
There's this whole, I don't know why anybody would play this game, but you can put a candle in in a room, in a dark room.
Let's do it. Is there not any part of you that wants to do it? Okay.
This, as a skeptic, you'll be fully on board with this.
Okay.
You stare at your face in a mirror with only a candlelight in the room.
That does sound terrifying.
And you do that for like 7 minutes or something. It's a long time. And after staring, like your brain, scientifically, not paranormal, does some weird thing where it like starts messing with what you see.
Oh.
And like your face looks like it's melting off, or like really horrible, awful things.
Why? Why would your brain do that?
And why would you do that?
I totally am going to do this. I want to do this. I mean, because like, I want to see if it really works.
I want you to do this with me in a safe, well-lit room. Like I want to be in a different room while you do this. But I want to be near you.
You know that's not going to happen because you and I would talk throughout the whole thing. There would be no focus. We'd end up laughing and
that's true.
It's true. Probably the like little believer in me would probably run out of there before the 7-minute mark. Like I didn't see anything.
I got bored.
It was so boring.
No big deal. Mm-hmm. Okay, so sorry, I wasn't done there. So in the vanity, that's where we're at. My grandpa sold the house in 92 or 93, and I never had any more experiences. Until
Mhm.
my mom was gifted my grandma's engagement picture, which was big and beautifully framed. She kept it in the closet because
She had nowhere to put it.
there was nowhere to put it. Sorry. And honestly, I think she is still a little mad at my grandma, which sucks. That's sad. For just putting all that responsibility on her.
Yeah,
You know.
that's hard.
Like from 10
Yeah.
to 17,
Yeah,
she was
there's
like,
got to be resentment. I mean, as a full-grown adult, you can understand.
right.
But, as a 10-year-old kid,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Right. Anyway, around 2002, my little sister, between 5 and 6 at the time, kept telling my mom and me about the witch in her window.
Ooh.
We blew it off like some weird kid thing. I am 16 years older than my sister. My sister said because we wouldn't believe her, the witch said her name was Maggie. My mom was in utter shock. My grandma's name was Margaret, and she went by Maggie. Ooh. So she's like telling her mom and her sister, and they won't believe her. So the witch in the window is like, tell them my name is Maggie.
Okay. So at first, as the adult, I was on the mom's side, like the grandmother's side for, putting that much responsibility. But she's kind of sounding a little too pushy.
Yeah, they're like, we're really afraid of you. And she's like,
yeah, she's like, and
I don't
staying. Care. Yeah, and now I'm going to present myself as a witch. I'd be like that. My name is Maggie. I'd be like, Maggie, time to go.
Yeah, it is scary. Also, a week later, my sister was in my mom's closet and said, the witch is now in your closet, Mommy. Honestly, don't know where the picture is today, which sucks. I want to see that picture.
Yes.
Also, because I bet it's a cool picture.
Yeah,
it's so really old.
Cool. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
In your closet? Yeah, the mom's already kind of pissed at her, and now she's in her closet. I mean, what is going on? Like,
right.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Sorry so long, but there was a couple of stories. I'm unfortunately/fortunately sensitive and have brushes with people I love that have gone beyond, but nothing too crazy. And then I wrote back because, like I said, this was in the direct message.
Mm-hmm.
I told her that we were going to read it and thank you for the story. And she wrote back, my husband is a skeptic as well. I like to freak him out all the time. It's usually, I ask him in the morning if he dreamt about his dad. He will be like, how in the hell do you know that? Because he was here last night. He hates when I do that. Oh my gosh.
So she really...
Yeah, she's
sensitive.
She saw his dad and was like, oh, he's going to be dreaming about his dad tonight.
Ooh, I want her husband to tell us, how does he keep his skepticism up?
Yeah.
Because that would be pretty convincing.
Right. Yeah.
Wow. That's wild. That's wild.
I know.
Because he was here last night. Oh, I like her.
I know.
She is tricky. That's so many different people.
Yeah.
To see the same description, the same ghost. Of course, my skeptic mind goes to that story had been passed on.
Yeah.
And people, had heard the story and it, ruminates and everything. And so then it's kind of inception again, that word that I love to use. But that's where my mind goes to. But still creepy.
Tell him my name is Maggie is hard to...
Yes, unless somehow
she had heard
that little girl knew that grandmother's name was Maggie, but which I don't know that she would really pay attention that much. But again, I'm gonna say Maggie, what is up, girl?
Like back off,
learn some boundaries. Let's not pretend to be a witch to the poor little girl. If you're her great grandmother,
I mean, she could have
just grandmother because it was her sister, right? So yeah, her grandmother.
Yeah, it could have just looked like an old woman into a 6-year-old. She's saying, "Ooh, she's a witch."
That's true. They're pretty judgy.
Yeah,
right.
I teach kindergarten.
I'm aware. They will tell you anything. Oh my gosh! I'm like, keep it in your brain. I don't need to know how I look or how big I am, but thanks anyway. Let's move on, 6-year-old. Oh, that's funny. That's a good one. That is. Yeah, that's good.
I know. We broke our method by telling 3 stories, but it was good, and I wanted to tell it.
Yeah,
and it's our podcast.
We could do it.
We do what we want.
I'm going to tell another one right now.
Oh, snap.
I'm just kidding. No. I'm not because I don't have another one. So leads us into, hey,
please, we need
get
stories.
us some more stories.
By next Monday, you better bring them in.
Let's see what this paranormal, what that brings in. I'm kind of like, are these going to be like way out there?
Yeah. Let's hope. I want to
You do?
be scared. I want to pee myself from being so scared.
Instead of laughing.
Yes.
Instead of our poor English and our poor,
yeah,
oh my
I'm ready
gosh.
to be spooked.
Yeah, well, I mean, that last one was pretty spooky.
It is.
Yeah, and yeah, they were good tonight. All of them were very good tonight.
They were very good. I liked all of ours. So we need stories by next Monday. Are we wrapping it up? Do we have anything else to say?
Oh, okay. I will say this. I did watch on Netflix, which my little skeptic brain was working overtime to kind of try to debunk some of this stuff. But there's a new series on Netflix called, might have to look it up. But basically it's about near-death experiences.
Is it Surviving Death?
Surviving Death.
I haven't watched it yet, but they just talked about it today on MFM.
Well, you did research on the Stanley Hotel last week, and I was like, boy, look at her really diving in. And so you couldn't be outdone, or I couldn't be outdone. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna watch this, even though I don't know if it's really up my alley or not. But I'll tell you, episode 1, I was kind of hooked. I was like, okay, this is very interesting. Like, so it's just seemingly very normal people who have had near-death experiences, and they've been brought back to life. Like, one lady was underwater for 15 minutes.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
Underwater for 15 minutes. Should have been dead. Totally should have been dead. And what she experienced during that 15 minutes was fascinating.
I can't wait.
And she talks about it. And so that's really interesting. And then, a lady on two women on the surgery table, like on in the hospital, and they should not have been able to see what they saw or heard what they heard. But when they came out of it, they were flatlined. They could explain the conversations that were had. Like, one lady says to her doctor what she heard her doctor say, and then it interviews the doctor, and she's like, that floored me. She's like, because there's no way. She was flatlined. There's no way she could have heard me say that. So yeah, my skeptical mind was like, going overload. Like, what is this all about? And then episode 2 got a little like hokey.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, and no offense, I think we maybe have a couple of mediums that listen, and I'm not saying that mediums are hokey, but these mediums were a little out there. I was just kind of, what? I don't know about this. They seem to me kind of like what you would see, kind of like in the movie Ghost, Whoopi Goldberg
before she really became a medium.
Really be a medium, right? They kind of seemed like the fake Whoopi, to me a little bit. So, but that I kind of lost interest, so I stopped watching at that point. But episode 1, and then I do know it is a series, and then there was like a little teaser about somebody coming back, like a little child saying, "Mommy, I think I used to be somebody else." And I know those are so fascinating.
Please send in those stories. I love past life stories.
It doesn't have to just be ghosts.
Yes,
past life stories, near-death experiences, anything like that. Let us know. Yeah, but so I did that research, and I'm just saying, definitely at least watch episode 1. I might go back and try to find that other one. So
I will probably be all on board with the hokey mediums.
Yeah. Right now I feel like pandemic. Give us all the. I mean, please tell them something to watch.
Yeah, for sure.
TV's kind of my best friend right now, besides you. I'm like,
thanks.
You're welcome. But I'm like, yeah. Like, what else can I binge during this pandemic? But yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. Okay. It's on my list. It was already on my list, and now it's confirmed. I'll be watching.
There you go. Let me know. Watch it and let me know what you think.
Awesome. All right. Well, if you have any stories, like we said, any stories you think will like, please send them in. Even if you just want to, talk about how cool we are. We want those.
We'll read those.
We'll read them if we must.
Oh, please. We get these all the time. I'm just kidding. We don't. But we'll take them.
But you can send those to myskepticalsister@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram
and now Facebook,
and on Fans of My Skeptical Sister Facebook page. We love to talk to you there. I also did my first retweet. I'm not cool enough to send out a tweet, but I did retweet something that I thought was funny.
I haven't even gone on Twitter to look to see what it even looks like. So
I mean,
let me know if any action happens over
Yeah,
there.
it's not. If you want to get a hold of us, don't go there. It's my last place I check.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's all the places you can find us. Our cover art was done by Sophie, my daughter. Our music was very professionally done by me.
Clearly.
That's right. Editing will be done by both of us. We did it both together last week.
Oh, thank you for throwing me in there. Because every week I'm like, golly, I just show up. Which I kind of like. I don't mind a drink and I just show up. Hey, I did watch that show because I thought maybe it would apply to here. So.
And you joined that Facebook group.
I did. And I'm,
Yeah,
I'm doing some stuff.
for sure.
Okay. All right. I feel better about it.
Yeah. Please don't feel like you're not doing enough. You're doing great.
Thank you. We're so supportive of each other. We really do have such a codependent relationship, but it's okay. It's fine.
Oh, gosh. All right. Well, thank you guys for everything. This has been another fun week, and I can't wait to do it again. So send in those stories.
See ya.
La 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 la.